Hey, 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 my friends. Let me just real quick. I'm trying to go live on Instagram, but where is it? Oh, because I clicked story. That would be why. All right. It's Monday. And Mondays are to get you motivated, right? And the fact that Monday lands on May 1st is pretty darn awesome. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tamika, and I teach stay-at-home moms how to win in life one healthy habit at a time. And it's kind of crazy because I almost was like this close to going back to work full time. And then I would have to change my whole entire tagline. Instead of helping stay-at-home moms, I would have to say helping working moms. And I don't want to be a working mom again. Oh my gosh, I put in my application to start teaching again because I'm like, hey, my kids are at school all day long and I'm home cuddling my puppy who's in my belly right now and feeling like I need to contribute more. But I get to contribute online. I get to be a stay-at-home mom. I get to be available for my kids if they need me. Like Pacey was feeling a little bit sick this morning. And so, I'm a little bit on call waiting to see if I need to go grab her from school. But I absolutely love it. And I didn't always want to be a stay-at-home mom. In fact, I didn't want to be. I dreaded it at first because I was like, what am I going to do all day? Like, I don't do laundry. I don't cook. Like, what am I going to do all day? But now I absolutely love it. And anyway, that's not what this live video is about. This live video is about being a loser. Okay. So drop the word loser, which I hate that word. And even typing it out, I was like getting the heebie jeebies because my theme song is all I do is win, 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 no matter what. I honestly hate losing, but there are so many perks that come with it. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So make sure to leave a comment, smash that heart button, and we're just going to dive right into it. Okay. Because this weekend, my heart got broken with a loss. Okay. So I coach a U10 boys competitive soccer team. It's Beckham's team. And we had a tournament this weekend, a home tournament, which was awesome. And we won our first two games. The kids played very, very, very good soccer. It was fun to watch. It was fun to coach. And we got to the championship game. And in the championship game, we were just dominating. Okay. Like the other team like rarely got the ball on our half of the field. And it was like shot after shot after shot. And for some reason, we just kept kicking it right to the goalkeeper. And on the times that we didn't kick it right to the goalkeeper, like this kid out of nowhere was like making these humongous saves. Like he was incredible. Like, so shout out to that goalkeeper. But, our team was just dominating. And so we end up scoring a goal and it was so fun. Like they're all run and hug him. They're like, oh my gosh, yes, yes, yes. I asked my assistant coach, I'm like, how much time's left? And she goes, 15 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, 15 minutes left in the game. And then a little while later, I asked her, I'm like, how much time's left now? And she's like, 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, we got this. And then how much time is left now? She's 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, we're up 1-0. It should be 10-0. But, we're just waiting for the clock to tick by. I've got, my best players in. I'm just like, hold them. And then they end up scoring in like the last few minutes of the game. And I was like, crap. So the boys all come in and they're like, hey, what do we do now? And I'm like, hey, we got to go to overtime. And so overtime is 2 5-minute halves. And we hold them for the first 5 minutes with opportunities, and they were getting more opportunities too. So that was a little bit scary. And then in the last just like 2 minutes of our last overtime, where if we would have kept it tied, we would have went to penalty kicks, which would have been another heart attack in itself. But they score on us in the last 2 minutes. And, my goalkeeper's like pissed off, like upset. And my team's like, and I'm like, you guys get it together. Let's go. 2 minutes, like push, like give it everything you have. I like sent everybody up to play offense, except for just leave one person back, because it doesn't matter if you lose by 1 or you lose by 2 or whatever, right? Like we just got to get one. So we send everyone forward. And the ref ends up blowing his 3 whistles, game over, we lose by 1. And these boys come off the field and like some of them are just in tears and I'm just like hugging them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you guys played the best soccer I've ever seen. Like that was incredible. And they sit on the bench and some of them are crying. Nobody is smiling, except for me, because even though it sucked that we lost, like I just told them, I'm like, man, we leveled up. Okay, it was an epic game, Amber. Like, oh, I was like jumping up and down and like, oh, it was so exciting. In fact, I have it on film. I'm probably gonna go back and watch it. It was that good. But I just looked at him each in the eye and I was like, I am so stinking proud of you. Like we leveled up. And even though we're taking home the silver, like the fact that we were able to dig that deep and like come together as a team and work so hard and put the things that we practiced into play and be able to like make adjustments on the fly, like we leveled up. And it just made me think about in life and what would have happened if we won that game, and what happened since we lost it. And I think about that in my life. And so if we would have won that game, the kids would have been happy. They would have been like, oh my gosh, yes, we did it, on top of the world, and like thinking how awesome they are. And then how would that have translated into practice? And they may think that they were the bomb diggity and that they didn't need practice. But now, because we lost, we're going to be focusing on our shots more, how to finish. We're going to be trying a couple new formations where what happens, when we need to score in the last few minutes of the game, or when we need to load our defense a little bit more, so that way we can hold them from scoring, because I had only practiced one formation. So it was a learning experience for me. And if we would have won, then I wouldn't have thought about these things and then made some adjustments. And so you can learn so much from your losses. I even think about my first marriage. My first marriage wasn't great. And I learned from it, and I figured out what I wanted to do the same and what I wanted to do different. And so then that way, when I had my next relationship, I made adjustments. You think about, my first year teaching, we're talking about teaching, before getting into this. And I with teaching math, you usually get to teach a couple of the same classes for different periods. So I like my expertise was geometry and algebra 2. And the first time I taught that geometry lesson, it was a hot mess, right? But then I felt like I had failed forward, right? I learned, I made adjustments for the next class. I learned and made adjustments for the next class. And by the end of the day, I was teaching that lesson like a pro. I think about like my very first students that I taught at Lyman Intermediate School. If you're out there, say hey. But I think about my very first year as a teacher and the very last year that I spent teaching, and how much smoother things went and how more comfortable I got from it because of feeling forward and the things that I learned, the things that didn't work out that I was able to adjust. And if all we do is win, win, win all the time, then we don't have time to learn and grow. And that's where the power is. I think about it in my weight loss journey. And I know that there's a lot of you guys who follow me for my weight loss tips and advice and programs and suggestions and products and all that stuff. And, I look at my own weight loss journey and I want it to be perfect. I want to hit my goals, but I learned so much more when I don't. And I invested in a food program a few weeks ago, and I did really, really well the first week. And then the second week, where I got to incorporate my own cooking and like have a little bit more flexibility, like it not telling me exactly what to have. I didn't do as well because I know my personality type is not very good with flexibility. Like I'm really good with being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, all of the things. And so I'm learning different ways that I can still be able to reach my goals and still be able to have that flexibility without self-sabotaging. And it was so exciting because this morning I stepped on the scale and I was like, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know, because I had family over this weekend. We had a barbecue. I started eating candy again when I had done so well and not eating it, and not a ton. So I'm proud of myself for moderation. But I was like, oh my gosh, it's Monday. It's May 1st. I should step on the scale. I should see where we're at. And I feel pretty good. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. But like, there's just this 10 pounds that's just hiding somewhere on me. And I don't know where. And I don't know why it comes and goes and all the things. But I stepped on the scale this morning, and I actually lost weight over the weekend. And I think it's just because of the good habits that I've made when it comes to drinking water, when it comes to eating more often, taking care of my body. And because I had failed so many times before, certain things have stuck. So I'm never as bad off as I was when I started, because as you fail forward, as you learn from your mistakes, as you make adjustments as needed, then you're going to continue moving forward. So even though it feels like you might be losing or you're not where you want to be, there's power in taking time to reflect, even when you don't hit your goals, and then making adjustments and starting again new. So it is May 1st. It is a Monday. I want you guys to take time and, in fact, put it in the comments now while we're sitting here talking about it. I want you to think of a time, or think of like a goal that you're working toward that you haven't hit yet. Okay, put that in the chat, or if you don't want to put it in the chat, then just think about it. Like, what's a goal that you haven't hit yet? Something that you feel like you failed at or you've lost at. And just take a few minutes to think about, what good came from it. So when I think about my soccer game, I'm like, the boys were communicating. We were passing. They were hustling on offense and defense. Like, all of those good things came from it. And then what things do you need to change? I need to make sure that we have a practice on like 1v1s going to goal and finishing in the corners. I need to make sure that I have a practice on some different formations that we could go into, and then we got scored on, I think it was a set piece, a corner kick. And so, clearing the ball out. And so what pieces, what areas can you improve on, and what research, what boundaries, what routines you need to set in place. And then I encourage you guys for this month of May to move forward and, last longer than you did before. So if you're really good at routine for the first week, I encourage you to make it a week and a half, to make it 2 weeks this month, and see how things start to improve. So I wanted to keep this short, simple, sweet, to the point. There's so much that you can learn from not reaching your goals. And as long as you learn from it, then you're still winning. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys later. Be sure to, you guys, check out the link in my bio. I'm going to be improving my Lean Body 30 program this month. And so if you're not in it and you feel like, weight losses or just being healthy is something that you want to achieve, in my Lean Body 30 group, you get my favorite product package. You get 30 days of exercise, 30 days of meal plan, 30 days of accountability and support. And then what's nice is that once you're in the group, you're always in the group. So as I revamp it, as I create new workouts, as I create new meal plans, you're going to automatically get those things for free. So if you have any questions about that, drop the word lean body, but go ahead, check the link in my bio. You can get subscribed to my emails. You can get my Keys to Succeed free tracker that you can put on your refrigerator to help keep you consistent. And anything else I can do to help, just reach out and ask. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye.